We did higher volume reps of 15 to 12, supersetting. You guys saw us do a bi-tri supersets, along with finishing off with some reverse curls and forearm. So for me, you know, I've tried many things with arm training. I tried doing like a push-pull legs where I would do bis with back and tris with chest. For me, a full arm day is absolutely necessary. I'm not a Phil Heath. I'm not a Hunter Labrada. I'm not a Nick Walker. My arms aren't huge. So even when I was competing, and obviously more so now, I feel like my arms need a full day of work in order to get the growth, blood flow that I need in my arms. I don't think doing, you know, just 2 exercises for bis at the end of back did me much justice. So unless you have crazy arms like a Rolly, like a Hunter, like a Nick, they have freaky arms. I didn't have that. And even with those guys also had a normal arm day. If you guys really are trying to grow your arms, because I was during my career and I'm trying to keep them alive after my career, I, in my heart of hearts, believe that you need a focused arm day every single week.
Holy shit.
What do you want to start with? This and a pull up rope.
This and a push down, smoking a pancake.
Smoking a pipe and a grape.
Smoking a boots.
Let's warm up the tris a little bit. You want to get me, like, as I'm warming up, I could talk? Or you want to do an intro first?
Yeah, let's do an intro right now.
All right, guys, so we are here, Destination Dallas, Allen, Texas. We are going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to grow your arms. So apply them individually. Not everybody's going to be the same. Not everybody trains the same. A lot of times we get tied up doing the same things, going heavier, maybe not doing the reps right. So we're going to show you guys a lot of Charles Glass, a lot of John Meadows, and a lot of just hardcore fucking training. So follow along. We're going to do supersets today, which is my favorite, John Meadows special. Love supersetting bis and tris together. So we're going to give you guys a little taste of that today.
All right, so a superset is when you're combining 2 movements and you're going to do them consecutively without a rest. So for this, we're going to do a standing
alternate dumbbell
curl, and we're going to go right into a rope push down. Okay, so that concludes one set. One followed by the other is a superset. Then you'll have a little bit of a rest period, and we're going to repeat that 3 or 4 sets, and then do it with whatever other movements we pick today.
And it's a faster moving day, so we'll probably break for about a minute to a minute and a half in between the superset and go right back to it. So this arm workout should take no more than 45 minutes max, especially with 2 people. Yeah. Come on. Good. Squeeze that shit. Turn that pinky, come on. Good. Come on. Turn it, yep. That was really easy. Come on, burn them out now. All the way, rip it out, rip it open at the bottom. Yep. Come on. Good squeeze. Good. Nice. For me personally, I never had really big arms, and especially after having shoulder surgery and then cutting both my bicep tendons, my arm shrunk substantially ever since that surgery. So, you know, when I was coming up as an amateur and the beginning as a pro, I would train arms the way I would train chest, legs, back, heavy pyramid sets, you know, 12, 10, 8. And as I got older and learned more about the arms, blood volume in the arm worked a lot better for me, and forcing that blood into the muscle doing supersets. You know, Charles was a big advocate of doing like drop sets at the end of every exercise, no matter what it was. And John Meadows loved supersetting arms, which is what we always did. So I incorporate a little bit of Charles and a little bit of John into when I train arms. Sometimes I'll do straight sets with drop sets at the end. Certain days I'll do supersets. For me, I found that to be something that really helped keep my arms full round, you know, throughout the rest of my career.
Arm training to me is more about your mind-muscle connection, finding out what rep schemes work best for you. So I'm kind of finding that like limbs and your torso are different. So I would always train my legs with higher rep sets, 15, 20 reps. So I tried to do that with my arms, and I noticed that I got a lot more results out of it that way. So it's just a matter of figuring out which one works for you, and whatever one you decide to try, stick with it long enough to see if it helps before you quit.
what a lot of people don't understand with this is that when you do a prone curl, your arm is supposed to be above, not like this. In order to be a prone curl, you have to come down. Your bicep needs to be in line like this. You don't want to be up like that, like a preacher curl. So make sure when you guys are doing prone curls, your body's actually set low, so your arm and shoulder are above your chest.
So this, what?
This is a Jim Lecco Swedish equipment brand prone curl. So we're doing the prone curl, and then we want to get the long head of the tricep, which is the majority of your tricep. So that gets hit with an overhead movement. So I wanted to do a prone curl. I let Bobby pick the tricep, so he picked the overhead. So I like the prone curl because of the position it puts you in. Like I said earlier, it really puts you in a position where you can't fit. Yeah, you can't cheat the movement because of if you're in the correct position, you can't cheat this. You can't. There's no rocking involved. But when you're here, then you can do this. So that's why I said it's very. You have to ensure that you're in the proper position on a prone curl to get the maximum benefit out of the exercise. And then you want to do an overhead because why?
Yeah, it's because, so just like you're in gym class when you're little, and the gym teacher would make you do this, and it stretches that long head of the tricep, which is what looks good from the front, that sweep. So anything you put over your head, and then you get that stretch in from your elbow to your shoulder, is going to be activating more of that part of your tricep, which is the bulk of your tricep, as opposed to that outside medialis part. You want to get this long head. It's going to create a bigger, rounder look in your arms.
Squeeze! Come on!
You just want to hear it.
Come on. Finish up now. Good. Good. Good, Bob. Come on. Go to work now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Okay.
With skull crushers, instead of coming right to here with dumbbells or a bar, I like to, like Bobby said before, back in gym class, I like to come over my head and really stretch the long head of the tricep. Now, when people watch me do some movements now, they might be like, well, he looks a little weirder. I have horrible shoulders, so sometimes me getting into a position to do something might not look correct because of how bad my shoulders are, but I still, with my shoulders, try to get my hand behind my head to really stretch that long head of the tricep. So that's what I focus on. A lot of people like to come right to their forehead. I like to come above and really stretch it out. So that's what I focus on when I do it. What about you?
And then adding the hammer curl, which is one part that we haven't done yet, is to curl without supinating our wrist, which is going to get more long head and brachialis. So it's always good to have at least one hammer curl in your arm day. So you're getting that thickness in your bicep from the front this way, not just up. Yes, sir. Cisternino. You went up on that?
Huh?
I thought you didn't want to go up.
Yeah, it was at 30. You also notice I'm not, I almost stand up because I want my head to be over the pad. So I'm not down like this. I'm up like this to make sure I can get those dumbbells over the pad so I'm getting the stretch. If I'm down like this, I'm hitting the dumbbells. So I will stand and lean back to get that full stretch. Come on. Good. Come on. 3, 2, okay.
I just try to choose a weight and a rep range where I literally can't finish a rep. So, you know, once I'm going from here to here to here, and then it's not going anymore. So, like, you got to get past that pain threshold. But like you said, it is so isolated in this one spot. It's not like a compound movement where there's all kinds of muscles involved. You isolate your biceps, you isolate your triceps. It's a single joint movement. So it's going to feel really intense in those spots. But it's more of like a mechanical failure thing is when you should stop, as opposed to a feeling. Just go until it doesn't move anymore. And we're not doing that today. That's because I competed yesterday. I want to keep my connective tissue connected.
Yeah, a lot of guys are misinformed because of Lee Priest that you don't have to train forearms, all you have to do is jerk off. Well, I'm here to tell you that's kind of true. No, so I train forearms here and there, being that my forearms got very developed from doing all the butchering and shit that I did, so I had pretty good developed forearms, but Charles and John always incorporated forearm training, just like he would have you train your tibialis. Like, he was very good with training smaller muscles and not neglecting anything. So even if you're a guy with big forearms, I would still train him. Somebody that has big legs, still train legs. Somebody that has big arms, still trains arms. Don't neglect. There's so many guys on bodybuilding stage that have these crazy shoulders and biceps and triceps, and then when it comes down to their forearm, it looks like a fucking stick figure, and it throws their complete physique off. So definitely incorporate some forearm training. So we're gonna do a reverse curl mixed with a wrist curl. So I'm gonna show you guys what to do to pump up your forearms, and I will guarantee this will help your forearms grow.
No, I agree. I mean, I think you need truly need a full arm day, unless you are one of those genetically blessed people that could get away with 2 movements after chest or back for their bis and tris, where I always needed an arm day. And then it was balancing how much I could recover from, because I would usually try to sneak some in on one of those chest or back days where I would do a little bit of extra tris or do a little bit extra bis. And I did it for years, and I just found that doing more volume on my arm day did me more justice than trying to increase the frequency throughout the week. Not to say that won't change again at some point, because I'm revamping everything as of today anyway. So maybe it'll change. But for now, the last couple of years, I did my best having an arm day, a standalone arm day, and kind of like letting them rest, because you use so much bicep on back day, you use so much tricep on your chest and shoulders. Anytime you're pushing, I thought it was just, I don't think I would recover from it. So I needed to take a step back and actually do a little bit less in order to get my arms to grow. So
And they did.
Substantially. They grew a lot. So I'm happy about it. And I think part of that is just mastering the movements, mind muscle connection, what exercises I'm actually good at connecting with to make them grow. So it worked.
And for me, it's cool. You know, like, I'm retired. I've been retired for 3 years, and you know, I don't have anybody in my life that, you know, is starting out as a new pro that I'm this close with. So for me to bring, you know, Bobby along this ride and to be here with him and take him to Gasp and have him film and shoot videos, get clothes and meet people, like, I enjoy seeing him get excited and happy for things that I've been doing for the past 10 years. That to me is just like clockwork. I don't think about how great it is coming to destination every time, because to me, it's just, this is a second home. So I just kind of come and go throughout the year, and I don't really think about it. But when I take a step back and watch his facial expressions and how he lights up and how excited he gets, you know, when he talks to a Chris Aceto, when he comes to destination and sees Mike and trains and puts the clothes on and travels, and it's just, I get a newfound love for bodybuilding, watching it through another person's eyes now being a coach rather than an athlete. So that changed my perspective a lot. And I've learned a lot as not only a coach, but a business owner and a friend throughout these kind of processes. So it's really cool to be in the back seat and putting, other competitors before me and helping them and guiding them. And that's what I try to do with every competitor. I'm just backstage talking, helping everybody pump up, wiping tan off, answering questions. It's just something that I love to do.
Structure.
Yeah.
Changing the weigh-in structure just at the drop of a hat. Yep, whatever.
No pose down.
No big deal.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
But as always, this was homecoming this week at Destination Dallas. Huge shout out to all the community, the family at Gasp and Better Bodies. Michael Johansson, this wouldn't be possible without you. So we appreciate everything that you do, that you bring to the fitness vertical. So we love you. Bobby Guns, Quadro.
Thank you.
Out.
See ya.
The only time we wrap up is here at Destination Dallas, and we just wrapped up arm training.